Hi everyone, I'm Sunny and I have four piles for you guys to choose from left to right. I have pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3, and then pile 4. So stop the video if you feel like you need more time to contemplate on the cards and your energy, and then I'll see you at your pile of choice. So the question for today is going to be whether you will, it's a yes or no pick a card by the way, but it's going to be whether you will have the job promotion that you've been applying yourself for. So I will start with the first one, pile number 1. You guys have the death card reversed, so this is a no. I think there's more changes coming in, and there's a lot, like if there's a career position that you've been applying yourself for and trying to strive to get, it's not going to happen. The reason is because there's still more changes that need to be done, and they're not outside changes, they're internal changes, by the way, pile number one. So there could be a different interest growing in you, but you don't see it coming. There could be I don't want to say a reincarnation. Why did I want to say reincarnation? Okay. I'm gonna try. Why do I want to say reincarnation? There's no reincarnation. I'm trying to think. I just literally lost the word at the tip of my tongue, and I can't think. What was it? Like renewal. There you go. Why did I want to say reincarnation? There could be a renewal in some aspect internally. So whether you had something that you were previously interested in that you suddenly took interest in again, it's gonna happen. Or maybe whether you see it or not, it's just coming in. You could lose your interest. It feels like you're no longer, like you could be what you were once interested in. It's like at some point you're just gonna let it go. You're gonna learn that cycle had to end. That cycle's no longer relevant to you, and you're starting something new. And there's a reason why. It's like you're gonna have to go through a lot of internal changes and turmoil to get to the place that you need to be. There's like a sudden change that happens. It's a rebirth. There you go. Not reincarnation. Why did I want to say reincarnation earlier? It's a rebirth of an idea, a skill set, modality, a philosophy of life. Philosophy of life. There you go. I sometimes can't say the words properly. There's something changing. Your mental health's changing. You're finally getting better. It just feels like you're gonna change suddenly, or maybe it could become worse before it gets better. But it feels like something unexpected changes within you, that you had to change your direction when it comes to career. And you did not foresee this, but it's going to be for your best benefit. It's always going to be for your best benefit, as annoying as it can sound. But it does feel like you will change. You would change careers, because maybe the career job that you were thinking about is probably very demanding, and your physical health is not doing that great, or it will not be doing that great should you continue to have that path. And I think the universe has a funny way of making things go in your favor usually. Of course, it's not always a great thing to kind of give up, right? Sometimes we take our chances, but it feels like it's gonna be coming from within. So maybe if it's not like something that's unforeseen, if it's not something hidden from people, like a mental health issue, or spiritual issue, like a conflict of interest when it comes to values, or if it's not something that, it just feels like maybe it's ethics, it's a physical element or something that's gonna be the reason why you kind of like take a step back and change directions, and it'll be good. Trust me, maybe not right away, but it'll be good. So that's why you're not getting that promotion. There's something in store way better for you. Much different, by the way. You just kind of have to take your chances. But put yourself first. Your health comes first. In any aspect, this isn't medical advice, but, more so like imagine like you have a work accident, or like you're more prone to having more work accidents or work fatigue because it's more demanding. Things like that are kind of probable when you seek job promotion, because it's always the case. Whenever you end up having job promotions, they always kind of expect you to work longer hours. It's better pay, but it's like more demanding physically as well. So, it's kind of something it's not even like being foretelling. It's just reasonable expectations that you expect from a job career change. So again, that's why you're not getting that promotion, pile number 1. Don't take that as a no. It's like a no for against you. It's a no that's positive for you. There is something in store differently, but it's a very different pathway. And that change starts from within. Pile number 2, you guys have the 9 of Cups upright. So this is a yes. I think you've been wishing for this job, career, promotion, and you finally get it. I don't want to sneeze. I'm sorry. And when I start sneezing, I sneeze. I think I sneeze ugly. And I don't sneeze loud, but I sneeze consecutively. It's just, and that's why I'm trying not to sneeze. But pile number 2, this is a yes, you will get your promotion. I think it's like that one thing you've desired for quite some time. You worked yourself into that position. I think you're the most suited for this position. You put a lot of your creativity and efforts into it. You put your heart and soul into this. So it's likely, like, it doesn't have to necessarily be artistic careers, but more so career jobs that you get to be creative, or you get to be like, you get to express yourself basically through these career options. So that career upscale, right? Career boost is going to allow you to become even more creative or explore that self-expression that you have maybe haven't had the opportunity to fully express yourself to its fullest extent. And people are going to see that, and they're going to cherish you. You're going to feel like $1,000,000, pile number 3, right? 3. So this is a yes. This is a good yes. So you're going to feel in good spirits. You're going to feel very wealthy, I feel. So this is something that's going to amount you to some material success. So you are going to feel abundant, and I think you're going to be very successful in this new endeavor that you're going to be reaching. So I hope that helped. I think you're getting what you wanted. So I think I'm thinking of The Princess and the Frog with Dr. Facilier. You got what I got friends on the other side at the end when the spirits are like, you got what you wanted, now you got what you have, or something like that. I just think, wow, be careful what you wish for, because you might get it, and it might be even a good thing. So pile number 4, you guys have the Queen of Swords reversed. This is a no. You will not receive your job promotion. The reason why is because I feel like you're very self-defeating. It feels like you're the one who's sabotaging yourself in this moment. You sabotage your own efforts. It feels like you're so self-critical. It feels like you kind of constantly throw that sword at yourself. It's like too critical, too judgmental, and people can see that. It's like you reek of judgment, self-judgment, not even judgment for others, because the Queen of Swords can have good judgment, but for some reason it's like you're just too harsh on yourself. You're not giving yourself enough credit. You're not putting yourself in that pedestal, and that's why this is a no. It feels like maybe this job can also be very demanding on your mental health, and you can sorry, I don't want to. I was feeling my sneeze coming in. It feels like this job, you could potentially handle it well. The thing is, it's going to be a job that has a lot of communication, and your communication skills are still poorly in this moment. It feels like maybe you don't have a strong Mercury, right? Strong communication in this moment. So maybe you could natally have one, but I'm trying to say that communication's lacking in something. So that's why it's a no. Maybe you just need to maybe you're too much in your feels, and you consider what people would. So like, let's say it's HR. You want to work in HR. Maybe you're trying to consider people too much, rather than just sticking to being affirmative and like, look, these are just the facts. I'm not going to focus on anyone's emotions, even though HR should sometimes look at people's emotions and its appropriateness for each situation. But it feels like you're not considering that. You're just like, you know what, I'm going to consider this person. This person's going through a rough time. You know, it's it's okay. Like, yeah, sometimes it's appropriate to be in your emotional feels and be considerate and be kind, but not in this career choice, or not in this moment, or at least not entirely. It's like you're not putting that strategicness, that cunningness into your choices, or your choices of words, and your communication is lacking, and that's why it's a no for you. It's like, should you have been more cutthroat? You could have had it. Or it's a cutthroat career, and you don't have that edginess to you where you can easily be cruel or harsh, cold, exterior, calculating. That's not you. Or at least you're keeping that to yourself and just aiming that towards you. That's why you're like, you're so close, but no, this is a no still. So should you try to balance that, the softness with the harshness? You could learn to balance that, and maybe balance yourself into a position where you could be like that. But that career choice, maybe at this moment it's not it, or a different choice ahead of time will be available to you that you're more suited for. But this is a no. So I'm not going to tell you what you always want to hear, but this is more or less what's being kind of given by this energy. It feels like you're something that either you're too harsh with yourself and too critical, and you're not analyzing well, and you're not communicating well, or you're keeping to yourself, you're not being direct, you're just kind of self-protective, and you're not being cutthroat when you need to be, or you're also just not appropriate for the job that's very cutthroat. It feels like you maybe, like, example, if you want to be a boss, you have to learn how to fire people, you have to learn to confront people, you have to learn to talk to them, be curt and concise, that your persona is not connected. There's a good separation between work ethic and your personal, like, ethic, and like your own private time as a friend, and you kind of have a hard time separating that because whatever reasons, right? You're emotionally invested in your career, and you kind of need to learn that there's a separation, there's a balance, and you still need some growth. That's what it feels like. So I hope that helped. Pile number 4. Sorry, move pile number 5. So pile number 5, you guys have the Lovers reverse, so this is a no. You will not get this promotion, this career choice that you've been applying yourself to. Likely it's because you've either fallen in love with the career choice, and you're just doing this for the money, which is, I mean, who hasn't done this at some point? I've done it myself, but it just feels like you're not in love with what you're doing. You fell out of love. Your creativity isn't there. Your heart space isn't there. Maybe you aren't doing what you want to be doing, but you're kind of just making things work, forcing it to, because you need the job, you need the money. Maybe you're doing it for if it's not the pay plan, maybe it's for the benefits that you receive, connections. But it just feels like something was broken, a bond was broken. That emotional bond you felt was broken. And you've fallen out of love with this career that you once might have felt something for, but you no longer feel that. And maybe it's people. Maybe you've fallen out of love with the people that you work with, and they've become very different from what you once started with. And maybe yourself, you've also started to be different, and you've walked different paths. So it could be maybe like a conflict of interest, or you might have associated with the wrong people, and you just don't appreciate that. You're no longer comfortable with that space. It does also feel like maybe there is some potential, for love connections there, whether they were purposeful or accidental, or people having crushes on you. It just feels like that's the reason it's a no. Maybe like someone had a crush on you and you turned them down, and they took that upon themselves to be a little bit salty. So they're taking it upon you to be like, no, I'm sorry, you don't get the position, because they had the authority, right, to say no or yes if you could get it. And it feels like a DICK move, but some people are like that. And that's why you are a little butthurt, and you're no longer in love with the career you're at because people made you miserable. Sorry, I needed to take a sip of water. But yeah, I just feel like there was like a disruption in love when it comes to this. Or you feel like maybe people crush on you too much, and there's like power balance that feels kind of weird, and you hate that. because you just want to work, you just want to do your job, and it feels like they kind of always have to put that touch in there, and you're like, I can do without this, I don't need this, I could look elsewhere. So this is a no because of that. It feels like you no longer have that union, or maybe you got fired as well. There could be like you got fired, or you just got laid off, and you just tried to apply again, and that's why it's a no. And it just feels like you have to have some patience, exercise that patience, that your opportunity will come, but it's not going to be in that particular position, at least in this moment. So this is a no for you. But it does feel that you're trying your best. You kind of are trying to heal yourself, why can't I say that? Heal yourself and hear yourself likely about what you really want in a job, in a career. And maybe deep down you didn't really want it. You just kind of thought you were in love with this idea on paper. But once you started it, it's a completely different thing. So it does feel like there is a change in heart. That's why you kind of have this union upside down with the Lovers reverse. So, take what resonates. But it does feel like there's a different opportunity coming your way, just not right now, and not with this position. Not with this career choice as well, by the way. So there's some... The career prospect was attractive, but that was just... It feels like when you meet people, like on paper they sound great, but you meet them and it feels like something's missing with that connection, that spark, and that spark is not there. That's what it feels like. Like union was broken. So I hope that helped pile number 5, I think. So pick a different pile if you didn't resonate with that. Only take what resonates, and have a lovely day. I wish you some good luck if you need it, and hang in there and continue to do your applications, and try your best. That your time will come. Every single pile, by the way, there's reasons why things work, there's reasons why they do work or they don't. I'm sorry, I don't know, I messed it up. But again, continue to strive to get yourself in a better place, right? So sometimes you need a little pepping motivation. So thank you all for listening, and have a lovely day, and bye-bye.